Hello everybody, and thank you so much for your overwhelming support on my last video where I showed you all the good loot spots in Shoreline for the new update. It's doing incredibly well and I can't thank you enough. But today I am back with another Escape from Tarkov guide, and as you can tell by the title, this is for all the keys that I know of for Shoreline, and these will give you some incredibly good loot. Now I'm going to be splitting this into 3 sections. The resort is going to be in the resort, east wing and west wing, and then it's going to be finally ending off with some random places around the rest of Shoreline that you can open up as well. So without further ado, let's get started with the east wing, shall we? So the first key in the east wing is the 107 key, and that is located in the main block just up in the concert hall, right at the front in the first row, and on the far right hand side of the first row. It's just on that chair there. Now inside the 107 room in the east wing is a hell of a lot of medical supplies. Now these medical supplies will help you a lot. There's a couple of med boxes in there, as well as medical bags and a sports bag. There's a lot of money, and there is some medical supplies on the shelves as well. So this is a go-to stop if anyone's injured in your squad, or if you just need general medical supplies. Just go in here, because there is a hell of a lot of stuff in here for you to grab, and it will just make your whole trip around the resort a hell of a lot easier. So the next key on the east wing is the 222 key. Now you can find this in the water treatment plant underneath the stairs in the back office. If you go into the back office in the main facility, on the chair right next to the 2 jackets, the key actually spawns on there. Now if we actually, in that room, 222 on the east wing, you can actually get access to another key that can be found very rarely on Scav Island, where the boat motor is on the table. But if we go into 222 anyway, there's quite a lot of stuff in here, and it's a really good room to go to. This is actually part of my daily run whenever I do resort and Shoreline, because you get a hell of a lot of ES lamps and graphics cards on the workbench. Not only that, but you've got a weapon rack, as well as a grenade box and a large weapon container in the first room. But if you go out onto the balcony, you've actually got a weapon locker out here. So sometimes you can get DVL-10s that actually spawn in there. So that's a very, very good thing to find. You're finding yourself a random sniper rifle in a weapons locker. But after that, you can go into 226, and that has a VSS spawn on the bed. So that's another really good gun, a really high profile gun that people like using. And you've also got another large weapon box as well as a shotgun spawn inside the wardrobe. So there's plenty of stuff here to get your hands on, as well as a load of money as well. So now we are done with the keys on Shoreline, so we are going to take a trip now to customs and go in the main red building by the spawn area. Go up to the customs office, where you'll need the customs office key to open the door. If we go to the breach room, breach through the door, on top of the desk there is the key for the east wing 306, and you can go and take that, put it in your gamma, and it'll be safe then. But after that, if we go back to the resort and open the 306 door, and we go inside, it'll also give you access to the 308 room as well. Inside there are quite a lot of things actually. There's 4 computers in total, as well as a couple of weapon boxes. There was a DVL-10 spawn here as well in the first room, but it didn't spawn for me, but there is a picture on screen now of it actually spawning. Not only that, but you got to jump over these weird ass generators. They are a pain in the ass, so it takes a bit of time. But in the second room there's actually a weapons rack and a load of other medical supplies in a medical box and everything like that as well. So it's another really good room to go to, as well as collecting some money. You'll also find a lot of bandages lying around the place, and you know, you can have a chance of getting that DVL-10, so it's a good little room really. And now we'll be taking a trip to Woods to get the East Wing 314 key. Now this 314 key spawns on the sunken SUV where the scavs spawn by the shoreline, just before you get to the actual sawmill area. Now it can spawn in either inside the SUV, or I found it in the suitcase. But just pick that up and that will be your East Wing 314 key. If we actually go to the East Wing 314 and actually open the door, there's quite a lot of weapon supplies in here. There's one small weapons box in the first room, as well as a couple of random bits and bobs on the table. But the main actual bit is when we go out onto the balcony, take a left into the next room, there is 3 more weapons boxes, some attachment spawns, as well as a med bag. So it's another really good room if you want to get some great weapons and some good attachments as well. Now the first key in the West Wing we are going to look at is the 104 key, and that is found in the water treatment plant, just in the little shed area. In the left one of them, there is a key in the blue filing cabinets, right there. It's not too hard to miss, but it doesn't spawn there a lot of the time. It's quite a rare spawn. But when you enter 104, there isn't even much in here itself, unless you need some medical supplies. There's quite a few medical supplies on the shelves, and there's also some money on the desk that usually spawns there. So make sure you have a wallet in your gamma, and just make sure you have a bag to carry all your med supplies in. So the next key in the West Wing is the 205 key. That can be found in the main building near Pier Extract, just by the filing cabinets. It spawns at the bottom of the filing cabinets. But I also found it right by a gazebo where the metal the platform is, the sort of concrete platform, just south of the resort. It's on this box in the corner. So what's inside is actually quite a lot. There is 1 weapon box out on the balcony. There's also 1 weapon rack. There's 2 medical bags, 1 duffel bag, a toolbox. There's going to be a load of medical supplies scattered around, as well as money and food. So this is a good little stop-off point for everything, really. Weapons and meds, everything in total. I found a few Salewas in here, so if you haven't done the Salewa mission yet and you've got this key, you might as well come here, because Salewas usually spawn just on some tables. For the next key, we'll be heading back to the main block, and inside the main block, if we go up the stairs, kill all the scavs like I just did, really successfully right there, go past the concert hall and go round into the office where the open safe is, just on the desk, the key spawns there. That is the SAN 216 key for the West Wing. While we are going to the West Wing, this is a really good room to enter. If you unlock the door, on the chair, as soon as you open the door, there is actually an M4 spawn. Now, that's not only is there an M4 that spawns there, but there is also 2 weapon boxes and 1 huge weapon box. There's a few grenade crates. There's some really nice rare item spawns in here, including some grizzlies and stuff like that, and a lot of medical equipment just scattered around the place. You can also get graphics cards lying around on the boxes, and GM counters as well. So it's a really good room to go to. So another really good key is actually just opposite the gas station on the beach by some lounge chairs. On the lounge chair, you'll find the West Wing 221 key. And if we pick that up and actually go to the West Wing 221, you actually have a really good room yet again. So if you open the door, you have access to 2 other rooms as well as this one. So if we start out in this one, there's actually a large weapons box here and a couple of medical supplies scattered around on boxes and stuff like that. But other than that, there isn't really much. But if you go to the right side on the balcony and go into that room, there is a mixture of everything in here. There's some food and water, there is a green wooden box, as well as some ammo on some boxes, and 2 weapon lockers, which usually they spawn shotguns, so worth checking either way, but I've always only seen shotguns in there. But if we head to the left side room, actually just as you come out of the actual 221, there's an M4 spawn, or a gun spawn, but I've only seen M4s spawn here, so it's a really good opportunity to come and pick yourself up a nice little M4. But other than that, if we continue around, there's just medical equipment and stuff like that in there in the actual left side room. So it's worth going in here if you need medical supplies again, and some money that lies around on the tables as well. So the bus stop right next to Tunnel Extract is our next location. If we go inside the bus and go 3 rows down on the left side, there is the SAN 301 key for the West Wing. So if we go to the West Wing in the resort and go to 301, you'll notice if you open the door there isn't much in there. But if you go actually out onto the balcony, you'll enter another room, and that is where all the good stuff is at. So there's not much in the actual room, just make sure you go onto the balcony, don't just dismiss the room straight away. Because if you go into the actual room, there is 2 computers, a hell of a lot of money, 2 weapon boxes, as well as a load of medical supplies. So if you're looking to do the morphine quest or the Salewas, you can come here as well and get loads of them. It's an all-round room yet again, so make sure you come here if you have the key or if you're passing this way. So next up is the key for the luxury house that is locked, and you can find that just by going into the gate to the locked luxury house, heading around the left side of that building until you see some blue barrels. On top of the blue barrels there is the key spawn, and it's called the Cottage Key. Once you've got the Cottage Key, you can open up the back door of the building, and then once you are inside, a couple of things have changed. On the downstairs couch there is a weapon spawn now, but other than that, a lot of the things are the same. You can find money pretty much everywhere, as well as the safe being upstairs. Not only that, but you've got a couple of weapon lockers as well. There is a locked safe in this house as well, but you can find the key really easily just by going to the village in Shoreline and going to the bus by the tank. It spawns inside there. But other than that, considering the key is right outside the house, it's a worthwhile key to get just to see if there is any gun spawns in the gun cabinets. So the next key is the safe 321 key, and this is located in the observation station at the top of the observation tower in the little office on the blue filing cabinets. Now, it's really not hard to guess what's in this. It's a safe, innit? But you locate the safe in West Wing 321, and the safe is just sitting there in the middle of the room. There's a high chance of other stuff spawning, like rollers and that as well, so it's worth going into if you're in the West Wing anyway. And that is it for all of the keys, guys. If I have forgot any of them, I am so sorry. I might not have found them, or they might not be relevant in my opinion because I haven't found anything there. But if you guys have, make sure to leave it down below in the comments and help the community out. Thank you so much yet again for the support on my last video. Let's see if we could do just as well on this one. I love you all. I will speak to you in the next video, and I'll see you. If you want to check out my streams, make sure you come check out my streams and I can talk to you guys there. And also, I've got a Discord channel now, so if you do need some people to play with on Escape from Tarkov, make sure you go join our Discord. We have plenty of good, nice people that you can team up with. Thank you so much, guys. I love you so much.